How's everybody doing today? Good morning. Hope everybody's doing okay. Saying hi to Stan and Surveyor Man out there. Let me shut the door. The wind's blowing a little bit. Today, my subject is, where do you want to live in the Philippines? Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody says their place is the greatest. So, my opinion is wherever the best amenities are to start off with. But first of all, I want to go ahead and thank some new subscribers that I have. Darnell Willis, Wally Cleaver. I want to say hi to Wally Cleaver. I hadn't seen you in a while. You hadn't been on TV. Also, Stan McDaniel, Tom Patrick, Rex Jones, and Muda. So, and along with a lot of others that commented, Stan and Surveyor Guy, Randy Porter, and Lance Bentley. So, James Longergun, he lives here in Bacolod, and he was suggested someplace to find some spices. So thank you, I got it. Also, I want to recommend to you to go by Gunny's Burgers if you haven't. The guy's name is Jim, I believe. Real nice guy. A ton of information you can get from him. Also, Los Tres Amigos is David Garcia. He's a great guy. He has great food. They have a Mexican restaurant over there. So where do you want to live in the Philippines? It's a large place. I've been all over Luzon, and behind me you see is a map, and I've been all over Luzon, all the way down here, through this island, and over to here, and most all of the islands right there. So I've been a lot of places here in the Philippines, and I have to tell you, most people don't tell you before you get here that most of the beaches you cannot get to hardly without, I think somebody owns the property on the beach. It's not like Florida here. So you can find you a good resort to go to, and it probably wouldn't cost you very much at all to go to them. But it's not like Florida where you can just go to the beach and it's nice and sandy and everything. A lot of the beaches here have rocks and big pebbles, and they're not sandy. I'd say most of them are not. I haven't seen very many, but the good beaches are very, very hard to find here. And that's always been on top of one of my lists, is to find a nice beach, to rent a house on the beach. And, that would be cool. So, and I have seen some great houses on the beach, but you can't just go, and it's not like Florida. You can just walk down the beach holding hands or whatever. So it is a little bit different here. You'll notice this is a land of 7,107 islands, but you can't get to that many beaches. So, and I know it's amazing, and there are beaches you can get to, but you're going to have to travel to them. So it's a little bit it's kind of a different thing here. Right now, I know that I chatted with a friend, an acquaintance of mine, Stan, and he is visiting currently here in Cebu, and he's here on vacation, and he came from the U.S., and we've kind of been chatting a little bit, and it's kind of got the traffic over in Cebu is crazy, and when you go online and you're studying out where do I live, the cost of living is the numero uno, or whatever the hell it brings up. It's going to tell you, give you numbers on it's cheaper to live here than it is here. It's not like that here. It's the cost of living is basically, I find it more or less the same all over the Philippines, except for your big cities, of course. So where are you going to live? What are you looking for? And most people are very vague about that. It's like, and I'm going to tell you why why I live where I live now, um, and we'll kind of just go from there. My basic needs, first of all, is to be in some place to where I can live fairly comfortably in a relaxed lifestyle. You know, I like to live where I have a pool so I can go swimming in the morning to exercise. I like the all the amenities a subdivision has, the security. You ain't got to worry about people breaking in your house while you're gone, or a drive-by shooting or anything. It's like that all over the United States too, but it's a little different here. So I'm just saying, security means a big thing to me in the subdivision, and a lot of the other bloggers will tell you about the compounds, living in a compound with high walls and stuff, and that being secure. It's great and everything, but you don't have a pool, you don't have a basketball court, and to exercise and do things like that, to where you're comfortable staying at home, and it's like a neighborhood. So that to me is a big thing. And I want to save money, and it doesn't take a whole lot of money to stay in a subdivision like that. You can find you a house, like I've said on many of my other videos. You can stay. You can find a house that is reasonable in a good subdivision, and let that be your base. It's like I live right in here, right here. It's in the Central Visayas, so I can basically go to Cebu. I can go all over the island here, and you can go diving with the whale sharks, go with the sea turtles down here, and go to the Bohol. Bohol is supposed to have some of the best beaches. That's my next destination, to go and do another video there. I don't know. I've heard they have a lot of beaches over here, but if they do have some nice beaches, like I hope they do, that would be a great place to stay. You can take a Ro-Ro over to Cebu if you need to make purchases and things like that. It's just out of the city enough to be not that congested. And like I said earlier, Stan is over there in Cebu, and the traffic's kind of blowing him away. And I can imagine if this is his first time here, it's kind of taking him off guard as far as what the expectations he had versus what he had back home, because the traffic here is crazy. And I went over to Cebu a couple of weeks ago, and it was madness. So finding a place you can be comfortable and live in peace and feel good about staying home instead of a small enclosure somewhere. You need to have something going on to where you're comfortable. So that to me is important. And you can find you a decent place for like 10,000 peso, which is about $200, or a little bit less than $200, and that's great, and it's good. So it has to be centrally located. It's like where I'm at now. I can literally take a Ro-Ro over to Iloilo and drive around and go up to Boracay, and stay in a hotel for a couple of days there, and then drive back home. Or I can go over to Cebu. I can leave my house at 6 o'clock in the morning and be at Cebu, over in Cebu City, but like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and stay the night, go shopping there, and then come back home the next day or whenever. When you're in the middle of everything, then and the Philippines is about the size of California, so it's not that huge, and you can literally take a plane from here where I'm at and fly into Manila and spend a couple of days there if you want to go shopping and stuff, and then fly back. Or you can fly just about anywhere, just as long as you're close to an airport, in which that was my next one. Easy access to an airport. It's not that expensive to fly. You want to have a town that's big enough to where you can where you can live, to where you at least have a mall or something you can go to buy clothes and things like that. I've seen people living out in the barangay, and that's fine. as long as you have a way to get into a decent sized town to maybe get you some decent food or whatever. So, but finding your own place here in the Philippines, looking online, everybody tells you, well, I've looked online and I have me a map, which I had before I even came to the Philippines. And this is the one I bought. And I went all over this map and went online and just basically did the rundown on the top 20 places to live. And I went through and checked a lot of them, and one is just as good as the next to me. And some that weren't even mentioned, I think, are probably even better, such as Santa Rosa at the time, which I think it ranks now, but it didn't rank back when I was checking. So I stayed at Santa Rosa because it was far enough away from Manila that I thought it would be a good starting, place to start off with. So, before you come over, get you a map and study the Philippines and look around. But I wouldn't necessarily go by what anybody says as far as, if they're reporting of the top 10 places in the Philippines to retire. I think Dumaguete is a nice place as far as it not being congested. There's a ton of Americans there. I mean, a ton of foreigners there. So, it wouldn't be that big of a change, it doesn't seem like. And it's a fairly nice town. I like it better than Bacolod. Bacolod is just an average town to me. It doesn't really, knock my socks off, but it's not a bad place either. It has some decent sized malls, and it has some places to go eat down here, and I can go drink beers with some of my friends. So it's a pretty good deal. It's not bad. I hate to complain. So, but it's, I was talking to Stan yesterday, and Stan was saying, I wish I'd just come here. Coming here would be nice, but there's not a whole lot to do as far as the nightlife and things like that. The huge ass malls there in Cebu. They have some huge malls there. They look like Dallas Cowboy Stadium. They're huge. But this is a smaller town, in which I like it. So, I think I would, if I could find me some decent beaches, that's where I'd probably be. One thing about living, I found that living up in Santa Rosa, I made a video to Bill S. about living in Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa's up near Manila. It's probably, if I was to do one thing, if I was to live one place and start the whole thing over again, it would be Santa Rosa again. I'll probably end up moving back there because it was far enough away from the big city. It had your Domino's Pizza. I know this sounds crazy, but it's Domino's Pizzas. You got your Subway, you got a Chili's. They got a lot of theaters and things like that. You can go to Batangas on down south. Would be a great place to start. It's got decent beaches there. So, but where to start is going to be up to you. Try not to listen to all the hype online to where all these cities are ranked number one. Somebody ranked number one for I don't know why, but a lot of them. It's like Dumaguete, it ranked number one. Bacolod, it ranked number one. Every place like Baguio's number one at one time, I believe. But Baguio is a nice place, but it's extremely, extremely crowded. It's like Cebu. I drove through there, and it's north of Manila up in here. Baguio right there. North of Manila, and it's so hilly that it's hard to even drive up in there. I was sitting like straight up in my car trying to go up a hill, and I got a standard. And if you know how to operate a standard, it's crazy about burning up a clutch going up a hill. But there is so crowded. It was extremely, cost me probably they were trying to charge me over $100 for a hotel room, which is almost unheard of. unless you go to Boracay or something like that. So, and it wasn't that nice of a hotel. But picking you a place to live to start off with is probably it's everybody tries to tell you where to live. I would, and you know, it's just don't listen to all the hype about you know, Cebu being number one. And Cebu's a huge town. You got to find you a decent place to stay is your number one concern, and being close enough to everything to where you can get there. And you want to live in a peaceful, nice, peaceful place. So with that said, that's about all I got. And I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and please hit the bell. So thank you very much, and have a great day. If you have any questions or anything, leave it in the comments. And you know, I'm looking for individuals to you know, help out if I can. And if you're wandering around the Philippines and wondering where to go and what you might you know, want to go see, Siquijor is a great island down there. It's right down near Dumaguete. Palawan is also a good one. So, you know, if you're looking for a place here in the Philippines, I would plan to hop around a little bit, so you can find your own little place in the sun. I wouldn't recommend going to rent a place for 3 months or so. Go to a place, run around, check it out, and just move on to the next place. You know, you can start in Santa Rosa and go down to Dumaguete for a little bit, and just go around the island and check it out. That would be my best suggestion, is just to not really worry about one place and not sit down, because you will start buying stuff and then you have to get rid of it. And it's just a heck of a lot to be toting around the Philippines. But I would just just spend 1 month at a bed and breakfast, rent it for a month, and go around and just check out the different places. Siquijor, Puerto Princesa, go down to El Nido, see all the sights first, and then settle down. Don't just go to one place and then decide you're going to just go there. So just travel around and see the Philippines and see what it has to offer you. So who do we got online? Jean. But anyway, that's my girlfriend online. So anyway, but travel around, see what you like, and just find your own little place in the sun. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Like and subscribe. Bye.